exactly.
So when you started investing, you said that you only recently got into trading stocks, but so I'm going to assume that you started with crypto then.
Yeah, I mean, I've only been in the game since about 2017, so I'm pretty late to pretty much everything. I think I've always kind of had a little bit of an idea and awareness in the back of my mind about crypto and blockchain, just because I went to school for networking and IT
Mhm.
security, so everyone in my program was somewhat aware of it. There was murmurings. We talked about it occasionally, but it wasn't something that everyone was jumping to invest in. It was more like, look at something that's, new and might be something in the future. But then when I graduated and I actually decided to try and invest and lost a bunch of money in the big crash, I realized it was more the tech that I was interested in. So,
Mm.
given that I was doing social media marketing at the time, I was like, okay, well, what kind of blockchains can work with like social media? I found Steam and then just kind of continued exploring from there.
Yeah, for me, I- I'm a bit younger than you, so I think when the crypto crash happened, I would have been first year of uni, I reckon. Um, so not that much younger, but still a bit. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I'm 25, so I'm
yeah,
not
I'm
too
I'm
old.
22, so but the point I was getting at was I always knew about like Bitcoin and stuff like back when I was in high school. But back then I kind of was watching the price just go up and down. I was like, this is dumb. Why would anyone bother investing in this? You're just gonna lose all your money. And then I started like coming across creators like you and getting eventually just seeing that it's a bit more of a long game with that. And also now with you talking about things like staking rewards, I when I first started investing in crypto, I was doing the buy in, trying to sell up at a higher price, and it's stressful doing that. I did it for a month. I
It's
was like,
so
no, I can't
stressful.
do this.
Yeah, yeah. It's so sharp. It's so hard to do that, and I think only 1% of day traders are actually successful, crypto and otherwise. So
Hmm.
the thing I talk about a lot and I think this speaks to a lot of people, maybe millennials, maybe just in general, by building up a dividend portfolio or like a passive income, it is much more stress free. If the stocks go down, if the crypto goes down, you're just able to acquire more to then get more passive income. If it goes up, you've got appreciation, you're happy. No matter what, it's usually win-win, as long as you're playing for the long term. And even if you're playing long term and the stock goes down, that could be scary if you're doing growth stocks,
Hmm.
because it's like, oh, okay, well, what if it continues going down? But if it continues going down and still paying the same dividend, that's not that bad, because if it's a strong like crypto or a strong
Hmm.
company, it's going to bounce back, right? Um, there's obviously been a lot of price opportunity with the crash and like COVID and everything going on. So that's, tons of opportunity still. There's still like a lot of stocks that are down, anywhere from 20 to 50%. So I think a lot of the oil stocks are still going to come back. I think there's a lot of things that are going to come back. I mean, again, I've only been investing for a short period of time, so I'm by no means like an expert, but I do take it very seriously now. I'm checking my stocks every day. I'm looking at what I'm going to buy next all the time. It's very something that I've brought into my regular daily routine now, and I really enjoy it too. So like I get a lot of like just actual enjoyment from looking at my budget and being like, how much money could I save and what stock could this buy? And then what could that stock buy then for me for the rest of my life with passive income? Like, someone goes to buy a Nintendo Switch.
Hmm.
And to me, that's, five TD stocks that will pay me, so and so for the rest of my life. And then I could buy a Switch in 10 years with that money and then keep going.
Hmm.
Right. And then what about the next 40 years? That's five more Switches. Like, so that's the way that I've kind of always looking at my purchases, and it makes it much easier and much less stressful. Um, Something really powerful that I think it was Stephen Graham that he said this. As I said, I mainly follow Stephen Graham and Andre Geek for finance on YouTube. He said having the ability to buy something and then choosing not to is extremely, extremely satisfying, almost to the point where you usually don't actually have to make the purchase. Just knowing that if you really wanted to, you could, and having
Mm-hmm.
that satisfaction and knowing that, like, if I really, if it all came down to it and I had to have that thing, I could have it. And because I know that I could, I don't necessarily have to yet. I can keep going, and then I know that I could if I really, really had to. You can always buy it the next day or the next day or the next day.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's just a very empowering way to look at investing in life in general for, just having good finances. Because I mean, I'm also like a minimalist, a financial minimalist, and I've gotten more into that over the past few years. But I don't expect most people to do some of the things I do. I think they're pretty radical. Like I haven't had a car, and I've been pretty fervent on like keeping that. And I just use Uber, but I don't really do much. I get my groceries delivered. I get my beer delivered, right? Like I save a lot of money this way. And people will say, it's not possible. It's not possible. Well, I thought the same thing until I decided that I was going to do it no matter what. And then I just took the bus. And, I've been doing this for like 6 or 7 years now with no car, and I plan to do my full 30s, or to get to my 30s before I actually seriously look at something like that. But I'm waiting for Elon to just make a car that is fully AI driven so I could just buy it already, and then lease it out on Uber and let it pay for
Mm.
itself. That's my dream, where I hold off forever to get a car, and then I finally get it, and then it just pays for itself. Doesn't even have a steering wheel or something like that. That's my ideal vision for when I finally do break down and get a car. Hopefully, they have that in the next 5 years, but otherwise, I'll probably keep going this way.